There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Globe.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
It's an amazing moment and I'm super excited to introduce today's topic with powerful words that Benjamin Zulu has written, and they say, life gets better with money, not time. Stop apologizing for being so intense with your goals. Those who don't understand the concept of freedom will never appreciate your focus. And it takes us to today's topic that talks about setting goals, and most of the times you realize time has really passed by and you have not achieved anything. Takes us to today's topic again that says how to be safe in your marriage and in life. How do we be safe? How do we stay safe again in marriage and in life?
Yes, and we're talking about how often we have seen a person get into marriage and they lose their track in life.
Yes.
So that if anything shakes in that marriage, they're in crisis.
Yeah.
And there's nothing as unsettling as having to trade one or the other, financial security or marriage or love. While you are by yourself, you plan your finances, you are always on your feet.
Yeah.
And you had a plan and you manage life. But you get into this thing where now it's like you have to pick one and drop the other. So you are always insecure, always underprovided, always, just in problems, drowning, hardly making it, or so insecure that a small shake, something small happening, sends you into the negatives. Is there a way to have it both love and financial security? Is there a way to make sure that, yes, as you work on marriage, also growing in your money, to make sure that there is safety? And this is very important, particularly for women, because they're not expected to take initiative, draft the goals and cast the vision and take leadership and lead the way. They're not expected. It's like they're supposed to align themselves behind the man, and that the safety depends on his vision, his plans, where he is going and what he's doing, and that if in case he turns left or right, he begins to shake around, he's shaking with all of you, like he's dancing with all of you, And there's a lot of we intertwine our lives when we get married. We don't want to act like we are separate or we lead parallel lives. No, we affect each other. Once you choose the person you're going to marry, you are choosing a person who is to be like the other wing with which you fly.
Yes.
It's like you're going to be flapping in the air, one side, and when the other person is not flapping correct, it will affect you.
True.
But must you be totally at the mercies of other people, and must you be, sitting behind there and just watching, hoping things go right, and there's nothing you can do, and we saw so many suckers sometimes back when the man would die and the in-laws come to flush out the whole family and the poor kids and the poor woman. And they're sent from grace to grass. We saw circumstances where the man marries someone else and the first family languishes in poverty. We saw circumstances where he falls sick, the man falls sick, the man loses his job, his fortunes change. And the same thing, the family falls in a dizzying fall. We have seen so many stories. How can you be safe when you can see that a man can borrow money silently or secretly and then you're being auctioned? That somebody can get into problems and all of you that you are at the masses. Yes, there is unity. Yes, there is intertwining. But are there things you can do to make sure you are safe in this world, to make sure that you're secure, and to make sure that one way or other, even as you are useful in your marriage, you are also useful in securing yourself. Remember the law we say some time back, don't get the children your husband can feed, get the children you can feed. Things change, life happens unexpectedly, and people can stop loving you, people can stop living life. Something can go wrong. Just get the children you can survive with by yourself. Don't get the kind of children that you say, where will I go? I have all these children. Don't just have children. Get children that you can have them by yourself and still stand. Short-term thinking. I had somebody saying the biggest cause of divorce, although although in theory we know it is finances number one, there is infidelity, there's interference with in-laws, by in-laws, top three, we know them. But he said there's a running element there that is a leading cause of divorce and depression and breakups, that is uncommunicated expectations. When you simply expect somebody to do something that you did not make clear, you did not make sure they are aware about, that is a disappointment waiting to happen. And people get disappointed and people get shocked. And I thought you would know, I thought you should do, I expected you to do this, and they did not know. When it comes to your life also, most of the disasters and downturns will come from not now uncommunicated expectations, because it's not to the other person, it's like unplanned expectations. You expect that life will always be smooth.
Yes.
People will always be, you know.
Yeah.
But how did you plan for that to happen? What about the eventualities? Foreseeable eventualities.
Yes.
A man not having money is foreseeable. Stop saying it caught us by shock. It happens in life.
Yes, it happens.
You know?
Yes.
Even when he means well. And I told you, sometimes we men run out of money because we invested in a project. It's not always a disaster.
Yes.
Sometimes because we are really committed in what we are doing. Every coin comes, we put it in the project.
Yeah.
And so there's no cash flow. There's no float.
Yes.
There's more needs that have to wait. Because the big project is the one being focused on. Even when you go to companies, when they're trying to acquire new premises, do something mega, you know, save themselves from problems, launch new websites, sometimes they drain resources from the coffee that people take, from the small needs. And you're being told it's because everything has gone to the big project. When there is more calm and more momentum, now things normalize. We are getting budgets for everything. But when there is so strict deadline and we must get this or we are doomed, every resource is directed there. Families are like that. Sometimes they have deadlines and very short time to get things done, and they have to push every straight. So you may have your man broke, not because he wasted money, but because he's trying to get us the land, the house, the business. He's trying to put the children in the school, trying to acquire, and he is out there, and at home you are suffering in small ways. In small ways. There are some things you may lack, and you don't have the guts to quarrel him because you know where the money is going. You know what he's doing. Sometimes you can't quarrel because you understand.
Yes.
You can see what is going on. Everybody is stressed over that. Positive stress. We call them good problems. Problems that come from development.
Yes.
My accountant guy calls them good problems.
Good problems.
They are they're painful, but they came from a progress. You open a new page. At this new page, you reach new level. This new level has other dynamics that are uncomfortable. That's a good problem. You're going to have as a family good problems. All the money went to buying land, therefore we can't go for weekends as we used to. We can't go for this little, or we meet that bigger goal, we acquire. But in the process, for the next 3 months, we'll be trying to fill up the gaps where we had overdrawn things. You know, we managed to get this, but now as a result. What about those times? Even if it's not abandonment, what about those times that you're so stressed, you need a shoe, your shoes are torn, this cloth needs attention, this child needs this, small things. Let me tell you, I don't understand those people are comfortable to sit and then depend on one person. When life is so predictably unpredictable.
Yes.
You know, we know.
Predictably unpredictable.
Yes, we know it will. We know. It's a matter of time. And I told you, even when you're progressive, the progress itself teaches you that money can try. The progress itself. The goals itself. What can you do to make sure even in these circumstances when there's no cash flow because of good things, because of good problems? What can you do? The number one you can do is to maintain your private development schedule. Many people tend to settle in marriage and we become one, we become a unit, we get into love, we get into this union, and then we forget ourselves. Many people, you can ask them, what are they doing on a personal level to develop? What is the next milestone? They don't have anything to tell you. A lot of people merged lives and they lost their momentum.
Yes.
They merged lives and they transferred the momentum to the other person, so that there's the husband who's leading and you're just following behind them. I do not have anything you're doing that is unique to you.
Sure.
Prior to this, you had the certificates you were taking, a skill you're trying to acquire, mentorship you're trying to do, a business you are trying, dressing you are doing things, some kind of dress up you're practicing, networking you are doing. You had things
going on
that you had line up.
Yes.
To make sure you are evolving. Since marriage, people they take settling down to mean they let up the energy. They stop the stretch.
Yeah.
How does this secure your finances? It makes you always current, updated, valuable, and competent.
Yeah.
Current. The degree you take 10 years ago may not be applicable today if you are not current in your skills.
Yeah, sure.
You know, there's the graduation, the licensing. Even licenses are expiring every year. You need to be renewed because they want to be sure that you are still up to.
Yes.
Even the driving license. They don't want you never drove cars for 15 years now. You're showing up.
Yes, you're up to date with the current trend.
You know.
Yes.
Because our bodies forget.
Yeah.
Does your body still remember? You know, if you learn something and you leave it undone for too long, when you finally try to do it again, it will feel awkward.
Yeah.
Your body has forgotten. We want to make we really do forget.
Yes.
We want to. What are you doing to remain relevant? This world is on the move. This world is changing, and if you just sit back, let's say you take leave for childbearing. You are at home for 5 years. Necessary thing.
Yes.
A very important thing to give your family continuity. There was Mother's Day the other day, and we were saying for a long time we have not appreciated that women are putting their lives on the line to give our families continuity, to put our names in the next generation. It is underrated.
Yes.
And I told you, I don't know why, when marriage don't work, the parent who tries to save the situation is the one who is blamed.
Yeah.
So people are saying, these children of single mothers. You're supposed to say, these children of absent fathers.
Yeah.
Should blame the right person.
The one who is not there.
Yes.
Yes.
The one who tried and stayed. We were somewhere in our hotel, and I saw a lady come in with her son, and they parked a good car, walked into the hotel, they're having a good time. But the boy is so feminine in his manners. You know? You can see.
Yeah.
He's still young, I guess early teen. But a lot of mannerisms from the mother.
Yeah.
And what the world says is, look, this woman is making the boy
behave like a woman.
What is the right comment? Look, the absent man.
Yeah.
Left the boy with no role model.
Yes.
I was telling my wife, look, the woman who is trying her best, she can only give who she is. You see, you can't tell the woman to behave like a man so the boy can see. You know?
Yes, true.
If you want the boy to behave manly, be there.
Be there as a man.
Children see more than they hear.
Yes.
They copy. So I was telling you, mothers have been underappreciated. And we have even come up with the terms to call them divorcees, to call them, oh, you left, you're married, oh, you're single. The society has a wrong narrative of blaming the parent who stayed. So many of us, had our mothers not stuck there, we would not be here. We will not be here.
Yes.
Many of us, if we can be honest.
Yeah.
Forget this title of single mother. They were not officially divorced. Those days, divorce was very expensive.
Yes.
People just had to die there. So there's a time we knew our mothers were the only ones who were trying.
Yes.
Parenting.
Yes.
And although it's not in books, it happened. And you know the only parent who cared at some point.
Yes.
In many places was the mother. Now that she tried, would you shame her for the time she fought through for you, did homework for you, kept you fed, make sure you're going to bed, make sure you're clothed, you're going to school? Would you shame the person who stayed and broke their back to get you crossing over?
No.
And now you give them a label. You give them a name. No. Mothering is such a precious thing.
It is.
Mothers step in, either to get children. Sometimes it's not just giving birth to the children.
Yeah.
That's only the beginning.
Yes.
Sometimes it's staying there to make sure they don't get lost. What you birthed does not get lost.
Yes.
There's a time to stand. So if you have taken the break, for example, and you're trying a very noble work, and you're trying to come back to the world, and the world has moved on, and you don't know the language, you don't know the vocabulary. People, the names have changed, companies have shifted, the people who used to know have changed directions. Where they were, they have moved on. If you try to plug back when you are busy, understandably, in something very useful as family, you still struggle to catch up. You still struggle to plug in again.
True.
The dynamics. If you left the industry 2019, and now you're finished getting your children, you're back.
Yes, 6 years later.
People tell you, hey, we no longer work from the office, we're working from home.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that kind of supervision. The supervisor does not work around now like that.
Yeah.
It's digital. You log in. The world can shift so fast, even when you are understandably engaged in other things.
Sure.
Just to tell you that this world does not understand that. Oh, I was busy with this and that. Life may go south. And did you know there's a Murphy's Law that says that whatever can go wrong will go wrong. If you leave so many things that can go wrong, in case my husband or two, I don't know how I can survive. In case this money, I don't know how you can. Whenever you leave gaps of whatever can go wrong, it tends to go wrong. When the toasted bread falls, it falls with the toasted side. When the slice of bread is falling, the side that is toasted has a tendency to be the one catching soil, getting dirty. Just life. Don't let your toast be falling, and then you don't have a compact, you don't have a plan. Sometimes security is not just financial, it's psychological, knowing I can bear whatever. I can withstand whatever. So I want you to continue your updating of skills. Even those times you are home, in between pregnancy, in between babysitting, in between precious work as it is. Log in on your computer and catch up on your courses. Ask for some tasks from work and joggle your mind. Jog around with it. Check. It's not easy. It's easier to just lie around, take some juice, take some smoothie. It's easier.
It is.
To sip coffee. And a year goes, another one goes, because children can be demanding that in between, when they are resting, you also rest. There's a period when you are really juggling. We're not telling you that it's not understandable that sometimes you cannot get time out, but you understand parenting does ease with time. There are periods that are not that busy, and for the next 6 months, I have some room that is not too busy. You may have peaceful pregnancy, or a baby who is generally easier to manage, or who is now out of the dependent stages too much. Calculate your mathematics and make sure years are not going and you're falling behind. Make sure the methodologies that are being used, the versions of spreadsheet that you left, and maybe they are now on version 7,
outdated. Moved so fast.
And that command no longer works. And they already went for refresher courses. So while you are away, people are doing refresher courses because there was an update of software. The company brought somebody to update people. You are not there. You missed out. Sometimes you would miss in class, and lessons go, chapter 1 goes, and this chapter is building on the previous chapter. They're trying to teach, and the language they're using, you have no clue, because they built up with it from...
from the beginning. You weren't there.
To tell you that, I want you to maintain that, and this is not something you seek permission for. It's something on a personal level you decide on. This is something you build for yourself. And the second thing you want to do to maintain your safety in life, in finances, even when you're in love, even when you work on your marriage, to make sure you are safe, whatever turns of life come, is to keep meeting more progressive people. In fact, I want you sometimes to deliberately go to new locations, yearning to meet resourceful people in that conference, in that event, in that retreat. Be open to just, one conversation? One conversation with a person who is very successful in something you've always dreamt about. Sometimes that does not even to be a personal conversation. Attend their conference. Dialogue with them as they teach. You exchange. They can ignite in you a fire that will keep you ablaze for 3 years, moving for 3 years.
Sure.
This is a shortcut.
Yeah.
What I've told you is a faster thing to do than the first one.
Yes.
But it's not automatic, it's not natural. We hardly get out of our houses to go look for quality people. Hardly ever.
Yeah.
In fact, we don't even remember to go to quality hotels that we may hang around them.
Yes.
The first time I heard this, the law I'm telling you, and I would start going to good hotels for nothing but to meet good quality people.
Wow.
To be next to them.
Yes.
I found myself seated next to legend authors like, this was Ngugi wa Thiong'o, just reading a paper over here.
Wow.
And I'm wondering, I know this face, from where? So you remember, I've seen it in books.
Yeah.
You know, then before you know it, cabinet means secretaries are just passing by. A troop of vehicles has come. And you're just sipping your coffee there. What energy do you live there with? Possibility, it's doable, I can do it, you know. And it's not forbidden. I want you to make it that you don't just go to hotels to eat. This is too expensive. I can get the same tea at the Kimandaski.
Yes.
Stop looking at these people. Don't just sell food. The level of security attracts good people there. The level of dignity and decorum, even the very fact that you can't stroll in. They're usually not somewhere you can stroll in. They have a lot. Sometimes they are away. You need to spend some money to go there. To drive, go there. Take a taxi, go there. I want you to get out of this the congested city that you're used to. That you just pop into fast food, pop in.
20 shillings.
And everybody there just eating.
Yes.
There's nothing there. You can't get helped.
Yeah.
When I learned this, and it was very hard, I tried it on the faith of the one who advised it. It's not something I could see before. He said, you'll jack yourself to energy when you find a place you can be jump started by guys who carry higher voltage.
Yeah.
And he said, because they are not your friends and you don't know each other, you can only strategically place yourself in their path. And the one place millionaires tend to pause, successful achievers tend to pause. They do conferences and they do seminars in high-end hotels. They do meetings in those places. If you sit there, you will see faces you're being seen in high places. You brush shoulders. It may not happen on day one. It's not always busy. It may not happen on day two. But if you make it your habit, some will even say, I think I've seen you around. And that will start a conversation.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Some will say, some of those people, I did not need to talk to them. I just needed to believe that we are actually in the same space and I can do what they do.
Yeah.
You just need to believe that.
Yes.
And your fear makes you think if you go there, you'll be arrested, if you take coffee there, that if you break a cup, your fear becomes overthinking.
Yes.
No. Go check the menu. You can always find something.
Yeah.
You can always find something. And nowadays, TikTokers are trying to penetrate those places so that they can show on their TikTok that they go to big places. But they're not there for learning. They just, don't be so vain that you go to good places and you don't even soak in the atmosphere, trying to show off.
Yes.
Show off that I'm this place. And many of them also becoming aware that the privacy of their patrons is being violated. But these people come filming without any consent. And they start filming to stream you, I don't know where.
Yeah.
Next time you're trying to go to salon, stop looking for cheap salons. Go to a salon where you can sit next to women who have trodden this earth.
Yes.
Who've gone to places. Who have better material than gossip and envy. Who can't envy you because you have nothing they can envy.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you need to go to places where you are small.
Yes.
They're looking, this girl, how are you, my daughter? They greet you and they go.
Yeah.
Only to realize later, do you know who greeted you? Do you know that? And you're like, oh my God. So I was in the presence of greatness. Look for that. Look for places where you're going for gym, not just to build your body. And you don't have to belong to gyms for 5 years. Some of their memberships are not 2 shillings. But you don't have to stay there forever.
Yes.
You can just go there for a season. Once a week, take the smallest package. Why do you have to? If you're just lifting weight, why are you lifting it in your house? Why are you lifting it in a funny gym there with some kamau and it's breaking down?
Yes.
Next time you think of doing anything, combine it with exposure and the possibility to meet well progressive people. This, if you make it your habit and you shop in better malls, not just that funny market you used to.
Yes, better malls. Not just malls, better malls.
Yes, where you're likely to meet people who are doing things. If you make it your habit to window shop, you don't have to buy. Go window shop in Carrefour. It's not forbidden. Stop that estate mini supermarket of yours. It's too convenient. Sometimes, Carrefour is not convenient. It's very big.
It is.
You really have to ask them, and then you have to travel 1 kilometer to go and pick Vasily. And then take another corner to go pick. You push the car. You're tired. You trek.
Then forget where you parked your car.
There are so many entrances. You have to ask which floor I parked.
I know.
It's not convenient because we are used to tiny life. You know where you went. That's a disorienting thing I find. And they don't build small things. Whatever they are not small. There is no small thing. You don't find it. They try. It's always they don't do escorting the way you escort in Africa. The way you come in, somebody is taking you around. They just label. Lowest price here. Labeled. They said, I know I need a Google map for inside Carrefour. No, I think they should have one where I can just type the commodity I want. Turn right.
Yes.
I find it very disorienting. Getting lost inside and then you are embarrassed. You are lost.
I know.
I don't know why those cars over there. Why do they have brakes? Because sometimes you are going down, and then it has no brakes, and it is running, and it is heavy.
Now you find yourself in another floor,
and you're performing circus, trying to stop a thing that has its own agenda.
Yes.
So it's inconvenient, but who do you shop with? When you go to those places, you're not just shopping with your neighbor. Don't get that comfortable. Go to a place where you can shop with guys who, you can see figures on the shopping. You can see other figures, and you're like, okay,
I want to be there.
Yes. Go for challenge. This is a shortcut, but you need to keep it in your mind. Always, whenever you want to do something, don't worry too much about the lowest cost of doing it. Think of the best advantage of doing it. And those places you bump into, the things you see. There's some things in particular, like soaps or particular makeup items. Even those shops will be sincere and tell you have to go for the bigger store. The store, when you grow up, you realize the larger the chain, this international chain supermarkets, they tend to bring what is easier to get from Europe, from wherever to import. They tend to stock it more. If you're not aware of that, there's a time I was looking for one small item for my car, and I'm moving around. And I came to realize some guys who store it naturally because they are a global chain. The local guys don't have those suppliers regularly. And doesn't move so much, does not have so many customers. So you can also get exposed to better items for your house, better items, but just window shopping from international chain stores. But while you're at the international chain stores, who are you shopping alongside with? What kind of people, what cars are parking at the parking? What things are happening there? What ambience is there? What kind of cash flow can you see? What kind of items? When you look at the baby shop, there may be a baby shop next there. Then you pop in to check to see whether it's like the one you found in Ngara. No problem with Ngara. But you find that the mentality here, the philosophy here,
very different.
You realize it's an organic store for organic things. Just to tell you that this is a shortcut to get injected with energy by just finding guys who are on the next level.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. And now when you talked about women probably taking a leave to have babies, and they stay home and they lose touch with life and outside, some people have found themselves probably investing their time, not money, their time in maybe their husband's businesses, maybe a small shop, a what. As a woman, how do you stay safe and maybe get back to what was meant for you without looking like you are rebellious or something?
Yes.
Yes.
First of all, marry your friend. Don't marry a master. Don't marry someone who's trying to take advantage of your energy. Always choose right.
Yeah.
Choose a person who is looking out for you. It's them pushing you. It's them trying very much to position you strategically, because they know when the mother of their children is well, is happy, balanced, on the move, the children have a better mother, the place have a better, they have a better helper, they have a better soulmate. That is the first step. You never have to be too calculating and overthinking when the person is thinking on your behalf.
Yeah.
When the person is trying very much to make your life better. The next thing is, even when they mean well, you be strategic. Always think 5 years down the line. Practice to write to the pen. That is a hard thing for women.
Yes.
Practice to scribble.
Yes.
Where this might lead. Have a WhatsApp group of yourself alone. Nowadays, WhatsApp, you can send messages to yourself.
True.
But I want you to have a space where you write fragments of ideas. Not that I'm getting this child, I want to get like 3 children. What if by that time, what could have happened? Try to add brick and a brick. Try to, just in your private space.
Yeah, put things together.
Normalize and see what could come first and the other.
Yeah.
So that even as you dialogue with your husband in your regular meetings, and or when you tell him that your input about the plans in front of us, you have thought and you have tried to interchange things, and you have to see that is so useful when you have a habit of thinking ahead. 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line, what might have changed? That is a very good practice. It will help you eliminate problems before they even happen. Yes.
Well, that's amazing, because I've seen so many women stuck in such a situation. That is an amazing conversation that we had, such a powerful show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. I've been your host, Sylvia. See you next time.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to